on set with me now is Philip Jennings, a fellow Welshman wearing a red tie as well, General Secretary of the Unique Global Union. I've seen a debate with you before on CNBC Africa, Philip, with a colleague of mine, David Williams. It became a little bit heated at one stage. I won't go back to that. Why are you here today?
I'm here representing the global trade union movement at this World Economic Forum. We are the largest international trade union present on the continent of Africa. There's not many union people here. It's important that our voice is heard about jobs, poverty, inequality, and moving this continent forward in a much more socially responsible way.
Are we under-unionized in Africa?
And you can always do better. The union density in South Africa is 1 in 3. In other countries, it's less. The global average these days is anywhere between 1 in 4 up to 1 in 9. Our job is to organize organize workers in the continent, and we're doing okay. It's very difficult to organize the informal sector.
Yes.
What we need, it's symptomatic of the fact we need quality, proper jobs here in the continent, but we're organising on the ground and we're winning.
A lot of people are saying very vocally that the unions in South Africa, for example, are hindering job growth because of various of their policies, and I know you've got a strong view on this one.
Well, that's the Thatcher Kool-Aid, and it's a message often repeated by the International Monetary Fund, and you have to take this with a very, very large pinch of salt. The trade union movement here is about job creation, about giving people skills and education, that they have skills that they can offer to an employer in employment. It's our job to keep the jobs issue on the agenda.
Yeah.
And if the jobs agenda is failing, it's not because of us. The private sector also has a lot to answer for.
The jobs
and that's
agenda,
what's missing
yeah.
here. Where's the private sector making a pitch for jobs?
We've got 25.2% unemployment, and we have had ever since I've been reporting on employment in South Africa. Yeah. Something's going wrong somewhere. Surely the union should be saying, what about the youth subsidy? That's something that might create jobs, but they seem to be anti.
No, there's just questions about what it means in practice. If you pay a subsidy to employ a young person, which encourages the boss to knock someone else out of a proper quality job, is that the solution to unemployment in this country? I'm all for giving various tax advantages and incentives, but make sure you get this equation right. And it's the same problem with labor brokers. You have labor brokers here which are undermining quality employment, taking certainty out of the job market, taking away responsibility from employers. You will not put a dent in the unemployment situation with a continuation of that kind of labor practice. It's a shortcut to short-term profits. It won't work.
Let's move on to the rest of the continent, though, because it's the World Economic Forum on Africa, not just South Africa. How difficult is it for you to penetrate relatively underdeveloped countries?
We're present everywhere. We have been very active in North Africa during the time of the Arab Spring. We're working to build a new trade union movement in all of those countries because there wasn't an independent trade union movement that we could speak of. We have our regional conference in Nairobi. We're expecting 500 union leaders to attend that in September. We are active on the ground. We do have a problem with the private sector who thinks, like Margaret Thatcher that you mentioned right at the beginning, and the IMF, that the world is better without the union movement. Our job is to put people first and to get people into jobs.
Are you well received by the
it.
workers? But are you well received by the workers? You say the private sector is
tremendous. The opinion polls that are done in this country on the role of the trade union in the economy and in business are off the charts. And 90% of the workers in this country, when they're asked about why would you go on strike, it's because of wages, it's because of money. Now we have to get some new thinking on the business side to change thinking on the bottom line, take a much more longer term view that will enable people to be brought into employment.
So
but our problem is trying to get across to private sector employers that it's okay to have an organised labour movement.
So you're not becoming too powerful, just the last minute?
Oh, never. Oh,
you're not becoming too political? You're not overstepping your bounds?
No. First of all, when it comes to politics, that's the business of a political party as far as I'm concerned. I wish we were as powerful as the financial markets. The financial markets have much more power over every single South African in this country. The financial community has more power over this community than we do. The fact that we stand up and take a stand doesn't mean that we're too powerful. We're doing our damn job. It is my job to talk about these things.